uh, sisters, yesterday, day before yesterday, actually. So I started with the St. Paul's question: Who are you, Lord? That's where we are. Who are you? Unless we know Jesus, whatever we have learned in the catechism class, in the formation house, it's not enough. This God constantly revealing himself. Who is this Jesus? I would like to share my little experience. I was invited to Philippines during this consecrated year. And as I started yesterday, the institute invited Sister Sandra Schneider. It's a very famous theologian. Huge crowd gathered in that hall because Philippines, mostly they are Catholics and plenty of congregations. Because such a famous nun had come from States to speak on consecrated life. You know what is happening to consecrated life. So they all gathered, overflowing. The hall couldn't accommodate the participants. Sandra Snyder spoke very beautifully about Jesus. Jesus was not a lay person. Jesus was a lay person, not a priest. And then how to live this consecrated life. She spoke and people were clapping hands. I was invited to respond to her paper from Asian perspective. Since she's coming from West, I am invited from East because most of the participants are from East. So I was invited to speak to them and to respond to her paper. Then Sandra sat down, mic was given to me. I picked up the mic. I said, Sandra, I looked at her. You spoke so beautifully this morning. But Sandra, you did not say one thing. All were looking at me in the hall. What is that Sandra did not say? So beautifully she presented about this consecrated life. You said Jesus was born here and Jesus' parents were, and Jesus was not a priest, Jesus was a lay person, Jesus was simple, Jesus was ordinary, everything is fine. But one thing you did not say. All the eyes were on me, looking at me. What is that, Sandra? Sandra, I looked at her. You did not say that Jesus is Asian. All pin drop silence in the hall. Yes, Sandra, Jesus is Asian. Jesus was born in our continent. Jesus was born on Asian soil. When God the Father was contemplating to send his only son to this earth, he thought of not Europe or America. He thought of our Asian continent. Sandra, we are closely related to this man, Jesus. We understand him better than you all understand because the way he spoke and related, everything is Asian. There was silence. Even Holy Father, Saint John Paul II, when he gathered Asian bishops for Asian Synod, more or less he spoke in the same tune. He said, Bishops, Jesus was born in your continent. And he based his whole reflection on this thing. I continued, Sandra, Abraham, Sarah, Rebecca, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Rachel, all were Asians. Mother Mary and Saint Joseph were Asians because they were born in Middle East. East spreads from Northeast, Near East, Far East, Middle East. It's such a large continent. Mother Mary and Joseph were born in a part of Asia, Middle East. And Jesus was fully Asian. And the first community Jesus gathered around him They were Asians, the disciples. And the message of Jesus was Asian. Jesus used Asian cultural expressions, cultural ethos. He followed only Asian culture. Though Asian culture is complicated, so many cultures, each country, but still it is Asian culture. He has Asian blood, not European blood. He has our blood. That Asian blood was flowing in him. The same blood is flowing in us. We have the same blood. And the parables Jesus used, all Asian. Mustard seed, sower and the seed, this parable of treasure, parable of the net, all the parables from agricultural background. We understand the parables much better. This is the great resource of the church in Asia. Gospel need not be inculturated. Why? Gospel is already written in our culture. Bible was written in Asian culture. You don't need to go anywhere to get interpretation. We can understand easily if you sit and read and apply for your life, because he spoke in our language. And the Bible today, though earlier it was in Latin, Greek, now Bible is translated into our own language. What else we need? How many people sat day and night to translate the Bible, to bring it to our hands in our own language? We sit and read. It's not really complicated. We complicate the message by going to different places. Simple message of a simple man. Who is the simple man? Asian Jesus. What is the simple message? Love. Simple message. So we don't need to try to inculturate. I myself did not know Jesus was Asian. I thought Jesus came from Europe. 2/3 of world population is in Asia. 2/3 of the poor are also in Asia. Asia is a beautiful ground to recognize God, who listens to the cry of the poor. Of course, COVID-19 has made the whole world poor now. In different ways, whole world is poor now. But we can hear the cry of God through the cry of the poor. It's not complicated if you have a heart. Very easy to live the gospel in our life, because Asian Jesus. But when this religion came to Asia, also India, you were part of India some years ago. When it came to India, it did not take off. Already two powerful religions were here, Hinduism and Buddhism. More or less, they were preaching the same cultural ethos and values. Even before Christianity was brought by British people here, we had contemplation. We had renunciation. We had asceticism. We had silence. We had mystics. We had saints. We had love for nature. We had hospitality. We had love for the poor. All the values Christianity brought to here, already our countries were practicing. Therefore, they did not find anything new, because Asian religion coming to Asia, but it was not accepted in Asia. Therefore, it went to Europe. Again, from Europe, it was brought to Asia. And when it came to Asia second time, it came in the garb of Europe, with their culture, with their background it came. So we thought This religion was European religion. Even our governments think that we don't belong to this country. This religion is our continent religion. They don't understand this. We have to prove it. But we came to our own, as John's Gospel, chapter 1:11 says, our own did not accept him. Where the religion was founded, it's least present here. Where it was started, the people are less in the continent. Therefore, it went Europe and it attracted millions of people there. They were impressed by Asian values of Jesus. And one bishop said in Beta Consecrated Synod, where I was, when it was brought to Asia, they brought pasta with Pater Noster. What is pasta? The food. Pater Noster, a religion. They did not bring only religion to Asia, they mixed religion with their culture, their way of constructing temple churches, their way of songs, their way of worshipping God, their language, everything they mixed with our religion. So when we got this religion, we also did not know to separate their culture. Thanks to the inspired initiative of John the 23rd, that holy person who started Vatican II, he said once again, go back to your culture. Your culture is beautiful. Every culture has got a lot of positive qualities. You don't need to copy other culture. Other culture looks very glamorous, very beautiful. Their skin, everything is very nice. But your culture in no way lesser than. Go back to your culture. He opened the eyes of consecrated life also. And with and perfecte caritatis. That's the document brought out by Vatican II. Perfecte caritatis. The religious life. And 3 norms were given. First one, you aggiornamento. That means you bring changes, keeping in mind the 3 norms. Whatever changes you are bringing. Number 1, whether they are akin to gospel values. Gospel is the center. Don't deviate yourself from Jesus' values. Whatever you decide and discuss, does it go with the gospel values, the good news Jesus brought? Number 2, Perfecte Caritatis 2, if you read the book, it says, go back to the origin of your congregation, the original spirit. Why the congregation was founded? Your founders heard the cry of the people. They heard the cry of God through the cry of the people. And they responded. They did not contemplate the mysteries of God. They contemplated the miseries and powerlessness of the people. And they started the congregation. You go back to the spirit, the sacrifice, their clarity of hearing the cry of God. Now we have gone far away from all this. That's why every seminar is calling us once again, where we have deviated again. Wearing this dress is not enough, we are not religious. If you don't go back to the original charism. Third, very beautiful, Perfecte Carita. Third is very important. When you go back to the original charism, don't remain there. Don't remain there. Read the signs of the times today. If you don't read the signs of the times today, you will be outdated. You will be doing something, loving your traditions, which are no more relevant today. As today's reading says, don't put new wine in the old skin. You take the spirit, but translate the spirit in today's signs. You know what is happening. I'll come back to the today's science. And even FABC, the Federation of Asian Bishops Conference, all the bishops of Asia, once in a while they come together. One time they took the theme, retelling the story of Asian Jesus. Very beautiful. You have to retell the story of which Jesus? Asian Jesus. If Asian Jesus is spoken to our people, easy for our people to follow this man. The way we complicate in our theology, in our everything, people think only one class of people can understand Jesus. But it is written simply in our language, in our culture. We block also people to understand the simple message. And everything disturbs our conscience when you read it properly. Retelling the story of Jesus. That's why Martha said in John's Gospel, 11:21. Whenever I say write it, you can read afterwards. John's Gospel, 11:21. Martha says, Jesus, if you had been here, this wouldn't have happened. Let's put it that in our context today. That time she said, Jesus, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. That's the context. Now, in our context, Jesus, if we have followed you as Asian man, our life wouldn't be like this. We have lost Asian Jesus. We have lost this Asian Jesus. Who is this Asian Jesus? What did Jesus say to Paul when he asked, who are you, Jesus? I am Jesus of Nazareth. I'm a simple Jesus. We have deviated ourselves from this simple man. And what are we preaching to others? From which platform we are preaching? Do we deserve to preach? And Colossians chapter 2, verse 7. Colossians chapter 2, verse 7. Built and rooted in God. Built and rooted. We should be rooted in this Asian Jesus. Be rooted. Where are we rooted today? Do we have roots, first of all? Or simply periphery? Say some morning prayer, evening prayer, and go. Sisters, our continent is a continent of mystics. Mystics are not otherworldly people. Don't misunderstand. Mystics are not otherworldly. Mystics are not the people who sit in the chapel all the time praying. They are not mystics. I'll give you a definition. Mystics are the people who take God seriously, who take Jesus of Nazareth seriously. Our mystics take Jesus of Asia seriously. And they begin to see Jesus everywhere, in everybody. We cannot lock him down in one place. He's everywhere. We have put him in one place. Only rich people can go there and all this. He is everywhere available. Yes. Now, that Jesus, one father, Nicholas, he must have heard, Father Nicholas, the former Jesuit general. He was in Philippines and Japan for many years. He was in Asia. He died, former Jesuit general. I was attending the seminar in Rome in 2012. That time he said something very beautiful. Let's turn our attention to Asia. I mean, he was a European. He was telling the group, everybody, now it's high time to turn our attention to Asia, to Asian religious and cultural values. Let's turn to them, because there, the living Jesus of Asia we can find. That's why I told you that the timetable of Jesus. Timetable. How did he start the day? With prayer. We don't need a constitution, sister. We don't need any rules. Even if all the rules are deleted from our constitution book about prayer, I cannot, because prayer we did not learn after joining the congregation. We were taught at home. As soon as we get up, our parents taught us, start the day with God. You remember, after joining the congregation, we started worshipping the work. Work is our God today. And we take pride in saying, I'm very busy. Busy is a devilish word. Everything has got its own place. Prioritize your life. Sisters, our vocation is different. We are committed for a cause. Remember, we are committed for a particular cause. Our mission is to present God through whatever ministry we are doing. No ministry is against presenting God. Maybe education, health, but we should not be known as medical people, school people, social workers. We should not be called like this. We are religious, but we are presenting God through the ministry. Every ministry is evangelization ministry. We evangelize people through the ministries. If any ministry makes us only an NGO, we have to change the ministry. We are not NGOs. We are not mere social workers. We are religious workers. We are religious activists. Our institutions must be temples of learning. Our educational institutions, temples of learning. Our centers, wherever we are working, hope-giving centers to others. And we are called to be good news to others. Hope-giving. Today, sisters, yesterday I was called to speak to one of the groups in India. I was asked to speak on hope. Today, people are going through hopelessness. They even doubt God's presence. They are going through depression, anxiety, tension. In the midst of hopelessness, we religious are called to be signs of hope. Looking at us, people should believe God is still alive. Our presence itself is. So our country is, our continent is a spiritual continent. Our India or Asia is known for. Asia is a land of God seekers, God experienced people. Ours is a spiritual continent. Our country has been richly blessed with such spiritual treasures and mystics. Sisters, let's be proud of our continent. Everywhere ashrams, everywhere churches, everywhere shrines, everywhere pilgrimages. Along with that, everywhere, all religions were founded in Asia. Do you know that? No religion was founded outside Asia. India, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Persia, part of Asia, Persia, Zoroastrianism, Middle East, Islam, Asia, China, Taoism, Shintoism, all religions that shows how spiritual our continent is. It's in our DNA. Spirituality is in our DNA. Just check your life. Because in Asia, religious means spiritual people. That's all they will think of us. Not school people, medical people. That's secondary. That we need to do some service to others, definitely. But people touch the feet of, not intellectual people. You have seen anybody Because you have done PhD, they come and fall at your feet? No. People touch the feet of spiritual people. Here, spirituality is very much respected. And that's why, be still and know. Psalm 46, verse 10. It's written in Asia. All the Psalms were written by David and others also. All written in Asian context. Be still. Because Asians know what is silence. Silence need not be taught in our formation houses. Today, religious houses, noisy houses. Nobody listens to anybody. Especially on the gadgets, mobile, you have the experience. Everybody wants to talk on the mobile. Nobody wants to listen. Silence. See, very beautiful. Luke Gospel, chapter 11, verse 1. Luke Gospel, 11, verse 1. Jesus was praying in a hill. Just visualize. Jesus was praying in a lonely place. The disciples must have been searching for Jesus. Also in Mark Gospel 135, early morning he went to pray. 37, if you read Mark Gospel, 37, Peter searching and went and found out. He was praying. You know what he was telling, disturbing him? Jesus, what are you sitting and praying? Waste of time. People are all waiting for you. That word he says, all are searching for you. Sisters, when we are in prayer meditation, all will be searching for you. And immediately you want to go. Not only physically they'll be searching, in the mind all will be searching for you. But Jesus was praying. Peter wanted popularity and publicity. Come, do something, do some work. Jesus wanted privacy and anonymity. He was sitting with the Father. But thank God, in Luke Gospel, disciples are going. What are they asking? Jesus, teach us to pray. Wonderful. Teach us to pray. These disciples have seen Jesus doing so many miracles. So many things. They have seen Jesus. They could have asked, Jesus, the moment you raise the hand, the storm became still. How come, Jesus? What magic you followed? Teach us. They could have asked. The moment you said something, you silenced the Pharisees. Pharisees were silenced. What trick you followed, Jesus? The moment you said to Jairus' daughter, get up, she got up. Lord, teach us also. We too want to raise people. Jesus, we have seen saying one word, demons are fleeing. We too want to do that. They could have easily. That's what in our prayer we are asking all the time. But what did they ask? Jesus, teach us. This is the Asian desire. Teach us to pray. Romans 8:26, Romans 8, verse 26. Very beautiful. Afterwards you read 8:26, Romans. We do not know how to pray. We do not know how to pray as we ought to pray. That means what all we are praying is not really prayer. We don't know how to pray. And continue the sentence. But the Spirit is praying through our heavy sigh. Sisters, our every breath is prayer. Prayer is God's work. It's not my work. If I take prayer my work, I'm particular about grammar in English, sentence making, copying from somewhere. But prayer is what? Prayer definition I can give you: spontaneous expression. Spontaneous expression. What are we expressing? Our intimacy with the Lord. Our intimacy with the Lord. Pope Francis gives a definition about prayer. Pope Francis says, prayer is not reciting some formulas. Very clear. Don't think because you are regular for prayer, you have finished all. No. Prayer is not simply reciting some formulas. Prayer is as if I feel God is embracing me, holding me with his right hand. Whenever I sit in prayer, I feel God is embracing me with his hand. God is embracing me. Just to visualize that. And Jesus was praying. These disciples must have seen the face of Jesus glowing, must have seen the face of Jesus blooming. Hey, this man, what is happening to him? Jesus, teach us also to pray like you. Not to pray like anybody else, to pray like you. What Jesus would have prayed there? We say, whenever I pray, I get a distraction. What is distraction? What did Jesus pray? Jesus must have said to Father and Mother, God, Abba, yesterday I was healing a man with a withered hand, but people did not appreciate my work. They were planning to kill me. Is that okay, Daddy, what I am doing? The other day, I healed a woman with a hunchback, but they were plotting to. Daddy, what I am doing is okay. I was preaching good news. I raised people. Because I did that on Sabbath day, every day is your day, no, Abba? Talking to a friend, very easy to pray. What is distraction? Telling him everything that is happening in my life. Daddy, if what I am doing is okay, then why they are watching me? Why they are planning to kill me? God must have told him, my son, whatever you are doing, perfectly okay. Go ahead. You are a prophet. All the prophets faced the same fate in the Old Testament. If you are a prophet, you will also face it. It doesn't mean that you are not good. Opposition, criticism doesn't mean you are not good. You go ahead. He must have been strengthened in prayer and come out courageously once again to continue. Otherwise, where is the stamina for us to continue our community life? Whenever we go for prayer, somebody must have said something. It must have hurt us. You go to sit in the chapel. That comes to your mind. Is it a distraction? No. This is what you are. You are not going to pray without body. If you go there only with the soul, nothing will come there. You are going to pray with the body, mind, and spirit. Your mind is already hurt because somebody said something. You go and sit. Don't try to forget that. It will come again and again. Tell the Lord, make that as a prayer. Lord, when she said that, I felt I was humiliated. I felt I was insulted. I felt I was misunderstood. I get angry. I want to do something. Say this to Jesus. Is it not a beautiful prayer? After saying, you will be able to calm down. Prayer will not change your problems. I tell you, underline the word. Prayer will give you strength to face the problem. After prayer, when you come out, the person will be the same, but you are different. You are able to see the person little differently because you have already surrendered everything to the Lord. Surrender your tears to God. Deposit your tears, your pains, your anxieties, and place it there and come out. Same person, you are able to face the person differently. Prayer is not to change the mind of God. Prayer is to understand the mind of God. That is prayer. Understand the mind of God. We need mystics and prophets. We need mystics. I'll try to conclude in 5-10 minutes. We need mystics. In my country, I know Kabir, a mystic. Swami Vivekananda, a mystic. Rabindranath Tagore, Bengal, a mystic. They were all mystics. One day, Rabindranath Tagore was talking to a friend, very spiritual friend. These are all will enlighten us because we have lost our Asian Jesus. And he was talking to his friend. After talking to him, the friend left. Tagore comments this in this way. When my friend left my room, listen what I'm saying. When my friend left my room, I saw God's footprints there. When my friend left my room, I saw God's footprints there. Every time a sister goes to visit a family, every time when somebody comes to see you in the room, when you leave their places, the people must be able to say, I saw God's footprints. This is what, sisters, many of us are not religious as religious. In the garb of, that's not religious. People should feel, I saw God's footprints there. Who are the prophets? Prophets are the people who discovered God in silence as well as in the suffering people. They remain in silence. They are so close to God. That's why they are able to say, thus says the Lord. Thus says the Lord. How can you go and tell the people, the Lord says, unless you are in close union with the Lord? In silence, listen to God. That's what prophetic role. After listening to God in silence, you go to the people, suffering people, you discover Him again. A prophet, two-way traffic. Discovering God in silence, meditation and prayer, because our vocation is different. We are not lay people, somebody just like that. And you discover God in the suffering people. Leonardo Buff, a theologian, he asked one day Dalai Lama, he asked him, which is the best religion? Which is the best religion? Leonardo Buff must have thought, he will say Buddhism is the best religion. He thought that way. You know what he said? Dalai Lama, another holy person like our Holy Father. Dalai Lama said, any religion, two things important. Any religion, if that brings you awareness of God's presence everywhere, that brings you close to the awareness of God's presence and makes you more human person. If you become a better human person, that is the best religion. This morning I attended Mass. This morning I had morning prayer. Have I become little more compassionate today? Have I become more understanding today? Have I become little more genuine person today? Have I come little more closer to God today? Have I been able to forgive somebody? Otherwise, you finished some rituals. This morning you finished some rituals, evening you will finish some rituals. That's not prayer. Prayer is connected to your transformation of life. The more you pray, that will bring a transformation in your mind and relationships. We had a very vibrant President of India, Abdul Kalam. You must have heard. He was a Muslim, but a golden age for us when he was president. Religion doesn't matter. Human beings are in every religion. You need to discover human beings rather than which religion the person belongs to. Jesus did not come to start a religion. Jesus, in fact, came to destroy meaningless elements in Jewish religion. Jesus came to establish God's kingdom that has no name. Very lately only, earlier we were known as the way. If you read Acts of the Apostles, we were known as the way. We were the people can show the way. Very lately only we were known as Christians who follow Jesus. Otherwise, it's not a religion. It is the way. Showing to others. This Abdul Kalam, he was one day giving talk to college students. Usually after giving the talk, he'll ask them, any question if you want to ask. One student got up. You know, Abdul Kalam was also a scientist. Sir, you are a scientist. You are President of India, number one person in India. In the future, how would you want us to remember you? Both are great, but which you prefer? Scientist or President of India? Which do you want us to remember? After a pause, our President said, very beautiful. My dear young students, I want you all to remember me as a nice human being. Neither scientist, now these are all temporary. Remember me as a nice human person. Wherever you are, can others consider you? She's a nice human being. The teacher, principal, administrator, a PhD, degrees, local degree, foreign degree, all temporary. When you die, a nice human being gone. That only we are trying all through our life. And therefore, when you also train your students in the schools, when you ask the children, what would you want to be in the future? Normally, we ask the question to students. They'll say immediately, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to. But tell them, say, I want to be a good human being in the future. You also appreciate when they say doctor, engineer, I'll go abroad, all that. You teach the values. I want to be a good human being. That is what meditation. Those who do meditation well, they know to live well. When we sit in meditation, we recollect everything, check our life. After meditation, I will be no more the same person. Meditation is mind without agitation. Meditation is mind without agitation. When we sit in meditation, come on, calm down, tell your mind is like a child. Whatever you say, the mind will pick up. Early morning, if you sit in the chapel and bring all tensions, and that's what the mind will pick up. The mind will think that's what you need also. So it will bring afterwards also problems. Tell the mind, come on, calm down, I'm peaceful, I'm lovable child of God, I am an angel. Say early morning to your mind, I am an angel. I am an anointed child. Put positive diet into your mind. What diet you are putting, that's how you become. If you put negative diet early morning, nobody knows what diet you are putting. In this COVID-19, how careful we are in taking physical good diet. Whatever government says, others are saying, we are practicing physical diet. Others will suggest. Who will give you mental diet? When you get sick physically, doctor will treat you. When you are mentally disturbed, who will give you medicine? Meditation. Calm down. Calm down. Tell your mind, peaceful, calm. Whatever you say, just from tomorrow when you do the meditation, do this. When you sit quietly, gently keep your eyes closed. Tell the mind, come on, be peaceful. I am beautiful child of God. I am loved by God. I am loved by God. I am consecrated. I am joyful. Say that early morning, don't bring all the problem and then bring suffocation for your life. Begin from, I am joyful. I am happy. Even though you are not joyful, just say the word and you will be joyful. Because the mind is picking up now. What you say, you will become. Negative, negative, negative all the time. So we want human beings today, more than religious, human beings living in the convents. Ours, I conclude with this, ours is an integral spirituality. Ours is an integral spirituality. We are not merely NGOs or social workers. We have to move constantly from mountain to multitude, from silence to active life, from withdrawal to return to the people, from community to contemplation, from prayer to people, from mysticism to mission. Only a mystic can be a missionary. Underline the words. Only a mystic can be a missionary. All the others, NGOs and professionals, we do the work wonderfully well, but it is not mission, it is profession. What is the difference between mission and profession? My profession flows from your mystical dimension, my relationship with the Lord. Jesus had compassion, so he went out to do. With my compassion, I'm going to the people. Basic is compassion, mysticism. A mystic can be a missionary. Let's ask the Lord to make us mystics and thereby missionaries like Jesus, and then come back again from mission to mystical experience. Ours is God experienced continent. I conclude with Exodus 3:5. Exodus 3:5. He's telling to Moses, you are standing on the holy ground. My sisters, every convent community is a holy ground. By your joining, the holy ground should not be spoiled. That's the holy ground. Holy people lived in that convent before you. Holy people were sitting in the chair. In whose chair you are sitting today? Just reflect back. Who were sitting in that chair? Original people, your ancestors, holy people, sincere to the religious life. In their chair today, are you making the chair a mission chair or a profession chair? I leave it to you. We will come back after 10 minutes break. Are you all okay? Are you all okay? Yes. So we are trying to understand what is consecrated life. What is consecrated life, especially in Asian context? How meaningful to be religious in Asia, how easy also to be in Asia, because that blood, spiritual blood we have. That one Kabir was a mystic, lived in India. He used to say, wherever I see only you, my God. What is the difference between our spirituality and their? Religion may be different. Mystical dimension is the same for everybody. Wherever I see only you. Therefore, even my enemy appears like you only. What a wonderful word. Because my enemy also like you. Everybody appears like you only. You can't be separated from me. Like waves cannot be separated from the ocean. God, me, we are interconnected. There is no God far away from me. I search for God outside of me. But this man, Asian Jesus, discovered him in silence. After discovering in silence, he found him in the people, ordinary people, day to day. I was at the synod in Rome on Vita Consecrata. This question came that time. Will this form of religious life survive in the future? This form, they are not asking, will religious life survive? Religious life will always survive. I have no doubt about it. For the past 2000 years, religious life still alive. You and I may leave the congregation. A few may not join, but religious life will continue. But the form, in the beginning, early Christian time, there was no religious life at all. They all gathered in the family, they prayed together, they broke the bread together, sharing together. All the elements that supposed to have in religious life, already they had in the Christian families. They were like one family. Though they had problems, definitely Peter and Paul also fought. Counselors can fight. There were problems between Hebrew women and Greek women. They were not taken care of. Language problem. Leadership problem. And money problem. Acts of the Apostles chapter 5. Ananias, Sapphira. They did not hand over full amount. Swindling money. Writing false accounts. That time itself. Problems were there. But Peter and Paul, though they fought, if today means they too would have started two political parties. Both together founded one church. Ideological differences will always be there. As long as we live with a few members in a community, conflicts bound to arise. Our thinking is different. Our brought up is different. Our way of looking at is different. So different people are giving different ideas. Ideological differences should not make us divisive. Disagreements in our ideas should not divide us. Ideas are different. That's okay. Everybody has the right to express whatever, because that's the way they are brought up. They see things that way. But that should not bring conflict in our religious houses. That we should keep it separately. Anyhow, we'll talk about it later. Will this present form of religious life survive in the future? 3 answers came up in the synod hall. First answer: a few religious congregations which are already old, which are outdated, which are tradition bound, which are not able to see the reality outside and change themselves, strong, they will certainly disappear. And we have seen many congregations disappear. Many congregations. Not that they were very bad. They did their mission in their time. Beautifully, wonderfully, they fulfilled it. Nobody is relevant forever. If you keep on doing the same, in technological world, how far we have come. Now today you are listening to me sitting in Bangladesh. A few years ago, cannot even imagine this. The classes we are taking online, retreats we are making, discussions going on, chapters we are conducting online, everything who could imagine. So in technology, we have come so far. So in religious values, if you are stubborn and you keep on doing the same, you are outdated. You will lose occasions. New entries will not be there. Slowly the congregation will be aging and they die. That's okay. That's not a failure. They did at that particular time wonderfully. They finished the mission. It's good to die because church wants to be vibrant. Church wants to be youthful. Church wants to be fresh. So a few congregations will certainly die. Number 2, a few new congregations will be founded. As we all were founded, we are not there from the beginning of the world. In between, somebody heard the cry of God, they saw the need, they responded to the need of that particular time in a very new, original way. A few joined, and a few joined, then slowly it became a congregation. In between, we were founded. Like that, today also, reading the signs of the times, listening to the cry of the people, God will allow a new congregation to emerge. God will never outdone in his generosity. He will discover. He will inspire people. New congregations, they don't need more chapters to go back and reflect and change because they are fresh. They don't need to change the dress. They know that the people, what culture, because Vatican II said so many years ago, take your culture at the same time a symbol of your religious life. You are chosen. A police has got a symbol. A doctor has got a symbol. A lawyer has got a symbol. So religious, at the same time, you follow your cultural dress. In that cultural dress, there must be a symbol that you are chosen people. You don't need to use all foreign dresses, foreign music, foreign dance, foreign way of constructing. Follow your culture. So new congregations will be founded. Third, a few congregations which are already old, but some members in that congregation, they will be disturbed by the realities around. What are we doing here? Our prayer life is so monotonous. It doesn't make any sense to our life. We say the prayer, but see the way we are living after coming from prayer. What are we doing? Our ministries, we are no more serving the poor. Only to serve these people, I came running to this congregation. People begin to question. Look at our community. There is no real love. There is no understanding. For small things, we get agitated, get angry. We don't even talk to each other. What way we are modeled to broken families today? We begin to reflect every bit. Look at our formation. From where these young girls are coming. Does our formation make sense to these young people? Will they find joy? Will they find meaning? I came running to this congregation. It's a platform for me to serve the people for whom I came. One congregation, I went to give a seminar, brothers, men congregation. They are going to be priests. First year theology. And they were talking so negatively about a religious life. What, sister? What is this religious life? Then I said, then why did you come? You are still young. Now only you must have joined. Why did you join? One brother got up and said, sister, these people brought all beautiful photographs, videos, audios, all pictures. The way they showed and explained everything, we thought heaven is there. After joining only, we come to know, sister, we can't even smile here. Even to smile, we have to get permission. Disappointed. Why we all came? We are not blaming anybody. You and I. Blame yourself also. Not others are bad. Immediately we will think of others. Each one should contribute for the happiness of the community. How do I contribute? Each one should be innovative in doing the ministries relevant to the people. Each one should discuss and contribute. How can we make our prayer life? There is no fixed method of prayer. You have to pray. How did Jesus pray? Did he keep any book and pray all the time? Prayer is spontaneous expression. Pray to the Lord spontaneously. Be present. Collective prayer, community prayer, collective vibrations. Pray for various intentions of the world today. Not taking prayer like very lethargic. If I get free time, I will go. Otherwise, I'll sit in the office prayer time also. At that time only, I will go out. Take everything seriously. You need to have some discipline and discernment. So, some congregations, I'm repeating, third answer. Though they are old, some people, they are disturbed. They can't keep quiet. What we are doing is not okay. Somebody else will say, it's okay. Why you are so much disturbed? No. We are not okay. We have gone far away from our original charism. We have become deaf to the realities around. We are living in our own world with our comforts and with our buildings and collecting money and putting money for our own comforts. It's not religious life. And they go to the chapters. That's why we need chapters. They go to seminars and meetings. They want to find out once again how to be relevant. We are old, founded 100 years ago. But today, how we need to change our ministries, our formation, and our community. Everything, bit by bit, they try to interpret. Such congregations, though they are old, they will survive. Do you follow, my dear sisters, what I'm saying? Some congregations, they are no more able to change themselves. They will die. Better allow them to die. We don't want tradition bound. Jesus came to question, change this. Every time he comes, change this. One of the reasons, not one reason, one of the reasons why Jesus was crucified He changed the tradition. What is sacred about traditions except that they give us a sense of security? Every time we say, when we were all the time www, not worldwide website, when we were. But sisters, today the world is not the same when you were. The young people are put off when you say the word, when we were like this. We have a tendency to glorify the past all the time, as if nothing is good today. Nothing is good. You don't need young people today. If you don't need young people, what would be our community stuff? How would we survive? Try to discover the goodness of God who is alive even in young generation. Holy Father is all the time after young people. They are the people of now. They are the people of now. Now, God is present. God is not past tense or future tense. There is goodness. There is also goodness in the past. Their God experience, their sacrifice, their renunciation, their asceticism. Today, young generation is lacking. That also we need. Learn from each other. We need young and old, middle-aged. So, middle-aged are hardworking, earning, they are providing for the needs. No group is irrelevant. All the groups love one another, feel the need for one another, appreciate the goodness in one another. Every community has got young people, middle-aged, old people. One day, one of our communities, 4 sisters, one is very senior, the other three, okay, middle-aged and young. They had to join a rally, a big procession, joining with the people, fighting for electricity in a village. There is no electricity. Unless we sit in dharna, sit on the road, fight, the government will not listen. So people were going and sisters also joined. The 3 sisters active, they can go. You know what they told the elderly sister? Amma, we are all going to join the rally, but you are very important for us. You are going to sit before the tabernacle. You are going to sit and pray for the success of the rally. Your role is when light the candle and you pray, Ma. How would that sister feel? Will she feel that she is left out? She may not do the same ministry what you are doing, but her role is different for her age. She did in your age much better than maybe. Now appreciate her. When you come back, she prepares a cup of tea, keeps it ready. When you come, you ask her, Ma, did you take? No, you all have come. No, I'm waiting. What happened? Nothing happened. What did you pray? You didn't pray. Play with her. Nothing, everything funeral service. So serious, everything. We have lost the joy, happiness, playfulness. Everything serious. And we lose our health also, finally. That's the way. We had one celebration, Parents' Day in the school. Parents' Day. You know, Parents' Day, all will be very busy. Nobody has time to look at each other. And thousands of parents were coming. Stage was ready. Children are dressing up to give the program. The principal, that community, there was a sister in the bed. Who bothers about such sisters that time? Sometimes the elderly sisters don't even know what is happening in the school. This principal, she went to the sister room. Ma, you are coming to the ground to bless my ground. She said, no, I can't even. No, you don't need to walk. I will keep you on the wheelchair. Just 2 minutes, Ma. Just 2 minutes enough. You come just to bless the whole complex. Then we will begin the function. How would that sister feel? Spirituality is very simple. You don't need to stand upside down. Nobody is asking you to fast every day. Nobody is asking you kneel down and stretch your hand all the time. These are all we created useless things. Spirituality is to become human. Make somebody feel wanted in the community. That is spirituality. Don't make anybody unwanted in the community. No. Their ideas you may not be able to accept. Their ideas are outdated. At least save the face. When she is sharing, tell her, what you are saying is okay, but since everybody is going by this way, can we accept that idea? At least she'll be happy. No, what are you saying? Useless. Every time you say meaningless thing. If you say next time, she may not. God can speak through anybody. God can even speak through your employees. Who said that I am right always? Who said? Can I be right always? Can a young sister be right? Yes. Can my cook be right? Yes. Can a senior most person can be right? Yes. Can a principal be right? Yes. But not always everybody. We need to be open. What the Lord is telling us, that openness. Sister, listening. Hearing is different from listening. What is the difference? Hearing, you just hear what others are saying. Listening, you get a message. A message. Listen. Listen. 6-letter word. Silent, same letters. Silent. Same letters. Reshuffle both the words. Same. Silent, if you reshuffle, it will come as listen. Listen, 6 letters, reshuffle, it will come as silent. So you need silence to listen. If you want to listen, you need, very beautiful in English, same 6 letters. Listen. Listen. But you never listen. Jeremiah chapter 7:13. Jeremiah 7:13. Even though I speak persistently, you never listen. Acts 7:51. Acts 7:51. You stiff-necked people. You never listen to God. You listen to what you want to do. And you say, God said to me. Deep silence. 2 great mysteries of Christianity. When did they happen? Midnight. Silent time. 2 great mysteries. One is incarnation, another one resurrection. Both took place in the middle of the night. Silence. When everybody was at Christianity is a religion of deep silence and listening to God who is invisible, and then listening to the poor who is also visible there. Invisible, invisible. You listen to him. Listen. Abraham, Genesis 12:3. Abraham listened and left the country. Very good. He didn't even know who Yahweh was. Abraham was not even Yahweh's child. He was other religion. But he listened. He left. Second time, 22 verse 2. Genesis 22 verse 2. God is telling him something else now. Abraham, offer your only son to me. Imagine, I will multiply your nation like stars in the sky, beach, sun. Now he's asking only son. How he can become a nation? Offer your son. He listened. Got ready. Same chapter verse 12. Again God speaks. What is he saying? Abraham, please, don't kill. Stop. Suppose Abraham had not listened the third time, what would have happened? He would have killed. No, I listened first time. I listened second time. He's going to say the same. I'm not. No. God suddenly changed. Don't kill your son. Constantly listening to God. The year 1912, April 15th, unforgettable day. 1912, April 15th, the Titanic ship that was moving, well built, all security measures were taken care of. Even the owner said, Smith, even God cannot sink the ship. You see what owner said? Even God cannot do anything. That much care is taken and ship is moving towards New York with 1,600 passengers. Suddenly from the tower, call came. And the call was trying to say, the captain, divert the ship. There is iceberg. 3 seconds, captain did not listen. It went and dashed against the iceberg. More than 1,000 people died on the spot. Unforgettable history it is made. What did Warner say? Even God cannot do anything. 3 seconds or minutes. In your life, if you don't listen to God little time, you will dash against iceberg. Temptations, pains. Immediately you will decide, I will leave the congregation. Immediately, I want transfer. Immediately, I can't live with this person. Listen to God. Nobody lived 100% without problem. Now, this year we are reflecting about Saint Joseph. Imagine that man suffering. None of us could have withstood that. Today we are worshipping and calling him saint. How they became saint? Simply like that. When the Mother Mary said, accept her as your wife, imagine. Unwed mother. She's going to give birth a child. Suddenly telling, get up and go to Egypt. That night with the baby. The travel those days, not like today's travels. Listened. Today, baby Jesus has survived and then we have got a savior. How much Jesus went through. Suffering. Listen to God. Listen. So, the form of religious life as we live it today is over. This form, over. That's why every seminar, retreat, we are rediscovering new form of religious life, not new religious life. New form of, we need to be creative and original. We need to be prophets and we need to be mystics. Signs of death and its demise are seen everywhere. Many congregations are dying. Many congregations are aging. Many young people are leaving. Number is coming down. Communities are shrinking. Earlier, 10, 15 people living together as a community joyfully. Now, 2 people we call community. Superior for whom, I don't know. Signs of death. No numbers. Loss of purpose and motivation. That's one reason. We have lost the purpose. My dear sisters, after this seminar, sit together in your community. Don't please give deaf ear to God again. God may not call you again and again. Don't ask him to call you. This COVID-19 has come as a last warning signal, I feel. Don't make another corona to come. Learn lessons. Revive what is the purpose for which I came? What is the motivation? The meaninglessness of our way of living. Worldliness has entered into religious life. Holy Father Pope Francis is crying all the time. Worldliness has entered into religious life. Careerism, professionalism, comfort, materialism, consumerism, meism. That's one new word I'm adding. Meism. I, me, mine, my friends, my family. My family. And the people for whom we have embraced religious life, forgotten. I'm worried about my promotion, my results, my success, my comfort. At just 1 second, the Lord is worldliness, dangerous. The lack of zeal and enthusiasm in our life, half dead. You ask any sister, how are you? Somehow I'm living. And we begin immediately about one sister. You know that sister? Most of our time goes in gossip only. And in our country now, yesterday I got a message. Some congregation is taking the 4th vow. 3 vows. Vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience. 4th vow, vow against gossip. The time has come now to take a vow. So many people are wounded by our gossip. What is gossip? Talking about a person who is not there. Who is not there. Talking about the person without knowing the truth. And the message will somehow go to the person. Many sisters are broken in religious communities. One sister was asking, I don't have anything good, sister, in my life. I don't have anything good. All the time negative only, sister. There is nobody to tell me something that is good. What is our language in the community? About that priest, about that. We have nothing else to do. Talking and wasting. So no original. With what zeal we came running, making everybody cry. That time we were very clear. Everybody was crying. We said, I'm going for missionary. Now except mission, everything is happening in religious community. The dysfunction in community life, it has become a hostel today. I'll come, I will eat, and I'll sleep. I will not come even when others are eating. I will not join the prayer. Just to get the sisters for one recollection, very difficult. No, I'm very busy. You do the recollection. I will do my own. Morning, they won't come. No prayer. No, I'm making my own prayer. You don't need to bother about me. I know culture. I know everything. This is freedom. It has become eateries, restaurants, and so much common life, community life suffers here. Suffers. That needs another class for that. The loss of a spirit of prayer. Prayer, say, take the book, Lord, open the lips and finish all the prayer. There is no word, Lord, close the lips. Blah, 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 saying all the prayer. Don't miss anything. And then start a novena. Multiplying novenas. Multiplying vocal prayers. Spontaneity is gone. Talk to God like a friend talking. One day, St. Francis Assisi, he told Brother Leo, the original Brother Leo, leave me for 3 days alone. I want to talk to God in silence. contemplation. I have so many questions to ask him. I want a lot of clarification. I want to get an answer. If anybody comes, tell them 3 days. Bring the food you keep outside. When I'm hungry, I'll come and eat. 3 days, cave experience. Sisters, in the name of busy schedule, we have lost this cave experience. We have lost this beautiful experience. Contemplation is not only for contemplative congregations. Active congregations also need contemplation to experience the depth and dignity of work. Contemplation. 3 days. St. Francis was in the cave. That's why, sisters, they all were able to found congregations. They lived differently and they gave their life finally. St. Ignatius Loyola, founder of such a big congregation, spent before founding in Manresa cave. And then he wrote spiritual exercises. What is my cave experience? Do I seek that? You don't need to go to caves outside. The caves are not geographical areas. Create a cave within you. Create an ashram within you. Sit there quietly and listen to God. Mother Mary kept everything in her heart. Silent. Einstein, scientist, Einstein. He was invited to give a talk on science in States. All the scientists, they wanted to listen to him. Such a popular, famous scientist. And so many students were doing doctorate in science. They all went there. And finally, when talk was over, one student asked Einstein, scientist, "Sir, what topic would you suggest me for my PhD?" It means the boy is planning to do doctorate. What topic? People take a special particular theme. What topic would you suggest for me for my doctoral thesis? You know what the scientist said, Einstein? Take the topic prayer. That is the only theme nobody has done. Doctorate. We do doctorate in everything. Prayer. Wonderful. Wonderful. One day, Saint Pope John Paul II was praying. These popes all spend time in prayer. Only you and I, we say, no, we are very busy, but in charge of what is that? Primary school, no time even for prayer. This John Paul II was praying. That time, Secretary of State, Cardinal. Secretary of State means number 2, next to Holy Father. Very important person. Cardinal. He came to meet Holy Father. So he met the Secretary of Holy Father. Secretary said, "No, Holy Father is in prayer." Cardinal said, "No, it's emergency. Very important thing, I want to talk to Holy Father." Secretary said, "You wait, Cardinal, I'll go and tell Holy Father. If it is so emergency, urgent, I have to go." He went quietly, told Holy Father, "Holy Father, His Eminence Cardinal has come. He has some emergency, urgent matter. He wants to talk to you." You know what Pope said? If it is emergency, then I need to spend a little more time in prayer. Then I'll come out. Wonderful. If it is too serious matter, I cannot just go and deal with the matter. Let me pray a little more. Today, lay people are praying and praying and praying. We religious need to come back again. I'm not saying you are not saying prayer. Spirit of prayer. Spirit of prayer. Looking at you, they experience God's presence. Swami Vivekananda, mystic, one day was asking, Have you seen God? He was asking everybody. Tell me if you have seen God, I will join you. Have you seen God? Have you seen God? He's telling everybody, have you seen God? Everybody said no. Then finally, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he said, yes, I've seen God. I've seen God. Then he became the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Then Swami Vivekananda became. People are God seekers in our continent. One deacon lived in a parish for his experience. Then he left. He became a priest. After he became a priest, he returned to the same parish just to meet the people. When he went to visit the family, you know what one family said to father now? When you were brother, you taught cricket to our children. You taught how to be happy and jump in. You taught us so many things, but as brother, you did not teach Jesus to them. We do everything to the people today. We don't give Jesus. Jesus values, Jesus values. What do the people expect in this dress? Why do I need this dress? Do I need this dress for what I'm doing today? Can I do what I am doing without wearing this dress? Then you need to think about it. Do I need this seminar to do what I'm doing? I can do the same again. Then why do you need this seminar? Do I need every year retreat in order to do what I'm doing? So many people, what you are doing, they don't go for retreat. If I go for retreat every year, just to do the same, do I need the retreat? Spirit of prayer. People look at in our continent, we are God experienced people. Too many attachments, attractions, addictions, and the loss of a sense of admiration to the life chosen. No admiration for that. We have chosen, we talk badly about this life to everybody. How can you talk about religious life in a negative way to others? Suppose you don't like your house is dirty. Will you go and sit in your neighbor's house and talk about your house? What will you do? You clean your house, not going and sitting in somebody's house. We don't admire the life. The way we speak, people should be attracted. Talking about, I don't know why I joined. I thought of leaving in between. Somehow I was caught. See the words, we are cheap words sometimes. You don't appreciate the beautiful sisters. You are here not because I told you yesterday, not by chance. You are chosen. Abide in me. John's Gospel, chapter 15, 1 to 5, you read, abide in me, live in me, and I will live in you. The words that we use, the gestures that we have, the way we talk to other sects, the way we operate in our institutions, difficult. More self-oriented. Self. There is no spirit of love for the poor, for the others. We don't talk about their concerns. We don't, if at all we talk about their problem in prayer and in chapter and chapel. That's all. Chapel we talk, chapter we talk. But in real life, they are not the focus of our life. They are not the center. Just check what are your discussions in your community, in your refect. Just check what do you talk? Are there concerns and problems of the people around? No creativity in redesigning our life and ministries. Satisfied with doing minimum. Minimum. Enough. Enough. I am okay. I don't need to do anything more. But the world is going too far today. Matches. Maximum. Romans 5:20. Romans 5:20. If your righteousness do not exceed than that of the Pharisees and Sadducees, it should exceed than that of others. There is no comparison. There is no competition. Everybody is doing. Let everybody do. That's not your problem. You don't compete with the lay people, teachers, ordinary staff. They are not making retreats and prayers like you. Your righteousness should exceed, excess depth in prayer, excess resilience, excess patience. They may shout. You cannot lose equally. That's not weakness. That's the strength. That's your spiritual strength. Let them shout, they get tired afterwards. They keep quiet. Some extraordinary strength that you have. That's why you are able to withstand. Excess everything. Excess forgiveness. Excess adjustment. Excess creativity. Everything maximum, not minimum. Minimum to do, we don't need 3 vows. We don't need so many years of formation, spending money on your formation. I'm called maximum. You know, the companies are using what word? Multitasking. Multitasking. They are able to do productivity, because they are interested in profit, money. But what about gospel profit? Gospel profit. How maximum we are able to do that. A devotional and materialistic religious life wrapped around its own needs. Our needs only. It's covered only, our convent life. Our needs all the time, permission for my holiday, permission for my break, permission for money for construction, permission for beautifying, permission to take, all centered around me, my needs. My devotions, my needs only. In refectory, all the time talk about their family. So boring to listen. All the time, their family is the center. But I'm not saying we are not against family. Jesus also loved, but refectory is not for to talk about one family. Common issues of people. Our mission problem. Community is a place where we are energized for mission. Community plays a supportive role for mission. I stopped with the one slide, last slide. A recent sample survey among the Catholics. I'm living in an apartment. I'm living here, Delhi. It's not a convent. It's a small flat with 3 bedrooms. We 3 sisters are living here. One is working in the school. She's next room doing online classes going on. Another sister, usually she was working for street children, now not able to go. She's at home. I am working for prison. It's a small flat. We cook, we clean, we pray together. It's like a family. So here we have 90 families in our apartment. This is an apartment. Many Catholic families are here. They all were studied in Catholic institutions. Now also they are working in Catholic schools. I asked them, what do you think about religious life? Jesus asked, sometimes, what do you think about? Good to get an evaluation from others. Who are you to tell me? We know. Sometimes for chapters also, we need to invite some lay people to tell us. Because we are serving for lay people, but we only go and we discuss for them. How do you know what they need? You invite a few people, they will tell us what the Lord is expecting from you. Don't close everything. I ask the people, what do you think about? Some of the answers. We have appreciation for many consecrated men and women for your dedicated service in the institutions. Many admire the sacrifice that you make to educate our children and the values you teach. Your great qualities of simplicity and love. When our junior sisters, I took them to a village. And the beginning, when they saw them, they all said, Sister, why do you keep them like this? Allow them to get married. That's the fullness of life. Good looking, smart. Why do you want to keep them like this? After 1 month working in the village, people themselves came to the conclusion, Sister, we need this life. The way your sisters are coming to our family, if you are married, 2 times if you go to the family and talk to somebody, finished. You can talk to anybody, but we can't. And even 10 o'clock, they come and pray. If we have any problem, they come and sit. The way they taught our children talents and catechism and values, we need you. So, people appreciate our life when we do that. What are your expectations from religious? You also ask in your country. This is from my apartment. Good to get to know what people think. Why they think? Let them think whatever way. No, God can only speak through others. More prayerful life we expect from them. See the first word? Sisters, we are not seeing nuns today praying. Most of the time roaming around. Market, shopping complex, being example to others. Because our children need somebody to follow. The way they talk and walk, our children will learn only this from them. Our children are not ready to listen to them. Our children are ready to follow them. And being close to the poor. We want to see them being with the poor. We expect them to be more human, compassionate, and follow the role model of Jesus. We dislike high-handedness, authoritarian behavior, harsh words, and materialistic lifestyle. Everything that is available in the market, we can see in the convents. Flower decorations. Why do we need so many? Which God wants flowers? He asks us only close your eyes and pray. Flowers are only distraction. Hand training in the formation, how to keep the flowers. And novena to infant Jesus. We never allow Jesus to grow at all. Let him be infant only all the time. Advantage for us. Allow him to grow. Start the novena for adult Jesus. If adult Jesus means he will question you, he will challenge your life. Baby Jesus, no? Go and kiss the rosy cheeks, glittering dress, decoration, all colorful clothes. Come back, that's all. What are we doing in our churches, chapels? Is that what the Lord is asking? In COVID-19 context, so much of poverty. People are dying up without food. What are we sharing with them? If you are harsh, arrogant, hard, then we think power has gone into the head and it has overshadowed the basic servant model of Jesus. I conclude. Servant model of Jesus. We have not come to follow a king. We have come to follow a foot washer who bent and washed the foot of others. We are following a foot washer. So we want sisters to follow Jesus, the servant Jesus. Thank you very much, sisters, for listening.